What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. What happened to the music? Oh, there's just the flow. What's going on, chat? What's going on, my beautiful people out there? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Thank you all for tuning in. Conversations with your boy, SPK. We got a treat for you, man. We got a double hitter. You know what I mean? I'm so glad you guys came out. Here with your boy. Y'all smash up the like button if you haven't. Smash up the like button. Smash up the like button. Smash up the like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you guys need to subscribe to the channel. All right? Y'all hear me all right? Turn the music down just a little bit. Can y'all hear me all right? Microphone check, check, check one. Microphone check, 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 check two. All right. All right. All right. All right. We got a treat for you tonight, man. Like I said, this is a part 2 interview that I got. And I'm going to tell you the reasons for me doing a part 2 to this, because there's layers. There's layers to everybody. But first, let me salute the chat right quick, and then we'll get started. Susanna, hey, sweetheart, how you doing? Thank you for coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Salute to you. Salute the drip ping in the house. What's going on, young Riaz? And you heard the Bessie. Thank you all for stopping by. Support SBK. Your support is much appreciated. Like, share, and subscribe. You heard what she said. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you guys go ahead and subscribe. Hey, Nat, what's going on, love? Hey, love. Got El Chipo. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for coming through. We got Lionel supporters in here. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. I know you're gonna be proud of them. I know you are proud of them. Thank you for coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's the lovely Sweet Rita. Hey, Sweet Rita. We ain't talking about Transformers. Not tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight. Let me see. Let me see. I think I got every. There's my little bro. Some more gorilla. What up? What up? What up? What up, bro? What up, little brother? There's the lovely DR. Hey, love. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, enjoying life. How you doing, love? How you doing? Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I'm going to bring the guest up in just a minute. But first, I just want you guys to, again, if you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, right? If you haven't subscribed to our Tap In podcast with myself and It's Just ETV every Friday night, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It was lit last week, ladies and gentlemen. If you missed it, you missed out on the treat. We always have fun, my sister and I. So you guys go and subscribe to the Tap In podcast. We have our own podcast, our own show. So if you have not subscribed, please go and subscribe and to that channel every Friday night. The Dynamic Duo is live, 8 p.m. Central Time. So that's about it. And if you would subscribe with great artwork that we have, let me show you what we got. The great artwork that we have is from the great T-Cat, the commission art team. She is the baddest art in YouTube, social media today. Go subscribe to her. And if you're a content creator, you will not be disappointed at all. Just so you guys go, if you're a content creator needing any type of thumbnails, needing videos to just spice up your channel, go and get T-Cat. He is the best. Go and subscribe up to the best. He Thrive and Glow with Joe. You need motivation, he is the person to go to. I promise you. All right. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring up my guest up here. And he's going to be ready. I know he's going to be ready. But hold on. Let me back up here. Reason why I wanted to, let me turn this music down just a little bit. reason why I wanted to do a follow-up interview with my little bro here is because a lot of times we focus on a lot of the bad in life, the bad things that we've gone through. We all have a story. We all have a story. We all have a testimony, however you want to call it, right? So we use our stories to help someone. Somebody might be going through. They might go through the same things that we've gone through. We use it as encouragement. I know that I tell stories because of encouragement, but we also tell stories because it's therapy. You know what I mean? It's therapy. It's a way of letting things out, things that you keep inside or whatever that you just can't. You don't want to hold that stuff inside, right? So you want to talk about it. So you don't want to just hold all that stuff inside and just let it fester or whatever. But what you go through is meant, in my personal opinion, is meant to inspire other people. But not only did you go through it and you made it through, it should be a learning lesson. Okay, it should be a learning lesson, and you should learn a lot of things. And through it all, you made it, and you learned some valuable lessons. All right. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring my little brother. How you doing, mukbangers? How you doing? Thank you for coming through. Thank you. Without further ado, I'm gonna bring my bro up. And here we go. What's going on, bro? You're on mute.
Good evening, everybody.
What's going on, brother?
One of the rare days I'm off work.
I hear you. Hold on just a second. And that's better. My camera screen, I must have touched my camera screen, and I got some people's like, hey man, you need to wipe your camera off. So I had to wipe my camera screen. And so what's happening with you, bro? You all right?
It's been a good day, man. It's been a good day.
I know I appreciate you first for coming on. Because I know you work hard, you work odd hours, I understand that. And we talked about this, ladies and gentlemen. But he's up here, man. So if you guys did not catch the last live I did with my little bro here, Lionel, it was a great live. And the live, man, he told his story. And he's very candid about what he went through. And in a nutshell, before we get into what we're about to get into, bro, as you know, if you didn't look at the last live, ladies and gentlemen, Lionel, he came from a home from his mom. His mom had him at 13 years old.
11.
11 years old. And I'm not gonna go into all of it. You guys just need to go and check out that live. My mods, if you would, just put the link in, for that live that we did. And so his mom had him at 11, and so it was just his mom tells the story on social media platforms and whatnot. And my bro, he's gone through a lot, you know what I'm saying? And he basically grew up with his mom, you know what I mean? And so with that story, bro, I know you went through a lot of foster care and so forth, and then your mom got you back. And as you call it, the Lord stopped trolling you, you know what I'm saying? But I always use that. I'm like, I first heard Lionel say that the Lord was trolling me, you know what I'm saying? But now you're out of the storm and everything is. You guys have lived regular lives, you know what I'm saying? So I would like for you. I want your perspective. Okay, I would really like your perspective on what did you learn the most out of the whole situation, bro? What did you learn the most, and what can you tell us about what you learned?
The most,
Avon, how you doing, love? You
I
got
would honestly say God loves to troll my family. That's what I learned the most out of that. But adversity can either make you or break you, honestly.
right.
That's exactly what can happen.
Do you feel like at some point in time that you almost broke? I know
Yeah,
we kind of touched on that a little bit, but we didn't really go into detail. But you think you kind of when do you think you adversity kind of like really broke you? When you got older, or
definitely when I got old and I started thinking about everything and the people I was helping, or if they were being helped, just what road I wanted to travel on. And when you start just opening up doors to the past and reminiscing, everything comes flooding in. And I legitimately had a whole mental breakdown.
how did you deal with it as far as getting out of that mental state?
So I hit my mom up and she tore me in half. And of course, she told me I need to come home. And then my first thought was, but if I come home and I didn't solve my issues, then I'm just bringing those issues over. So I had to figure out a way to solve those issues. And real talk, what I did was I bought a WWF championship. I bought a whole belt. And then I would literally just walk everywhere with it. I would go to work with it on. They'd be like, Lionel, you can't wear that, right? But I wear it anyway. I'd be going outside to the mall, just carrying the title. And the more I wore it, it just created that mindset. And I know it looked flashy, it looked funny, but it literally rebuilt my mindset. You know, you're a champion. And that's how I got through it.
That's the, that's a unique way to look at things, and a unique way of doing things too, man. I applaud you on that because you're a champion at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? What kind of belt did you said the WWF? Which one was
Yeah,
it?
that's the old school from like '98.
Okay, all right. So that was good. Okay, got you. I got you.
Had a few down.
And I was gonna say which era was it?
Yeah.
uh, we're wrestling fans, ladies and gentlemen. We're wrestling fans. You got some of the lounge in here. They're gonna troll you. You know that. I know you're ready for them. Vaughn says she's ready to troll you. But anyways, how you doing, Maria? Thank you for coming through. You guys hit the like button as you come in. So, what did it teach you? What did it teach you as a man? I know you had different male figures around. Not
That when you're going through something,
yeah.
most women don't notice it. Because if you spend so long being strong, being that dude, they don't notice.
Why do you feel that? Why don't they notice, in your opinion?
From what they told me, and this is after the fact, is because I always looked like I had everything under control. So they never would have guessed something was wrong with me. It took a stranger, dude that I don't even know, and he just looked at me. And he went and hugged me as I broke down.
Right.
And I needed that.
Right. He could just tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old white man.
So that's all. How did you feel afterwards when a male figure could just tell? How did you feel afterwards?
Well, I mean, I didn't really talk to him that much afterwards, but I mean, when you're growing up, I'm pretty sure it's a similar experience to you.
Yep.
You got to fuck it all up.
Right.
You turn the music down a little bit?
Oh, I don't know why that music is. I thought it turned it all the way down. There you go. Okay, good?
Yeah. They pretty much say you got to fuck it all up. You're a man.
Yeah.
That world's not going to care about your problem.
Right. But did that one pivotal moment, as far as that is concerned, you think that you could do that to someone else? You think you could tell when someone you think you could tell when another male figure is going through stuff?
Actually, not all the time, but it literally did teach me something. That if this guy could see that, I wanted to see that also in other people. Hence, I do ask people how are they doing and whatnot. I started learning micro expressions. I started learning body movements, tone in their voices. I started to literally learn stuff so I could also see how people are doing. Because sometimes you just need somebody to be like, I got you in the moment.
Facts. This is what I really want to get into.
Go for it.
The nit and gritty. Let's talk about relationships of women.
Okay.
All right. I know this. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Okay. You and your mom have a special bond. Y'all have a special relationship. You saw her going through a lot of stuff. You guys helped each other along the way. I'm sure as a young man, you formed in your mind of how, when you get to a point to where you want to be in a relationship, you have formed in your mind what you want in a relationship, all right, or in a woman. I want the floor is yours, and I know this is something you and I talked about behind the scenes. So the floor is yours. I want your perspective on how what you went through growing up, how you feel a relationship should be, and your thoughts on how you want your relationship. If you get into a relationship, how your relationship is going to be in the future.
Well, to throw pretty much a lot of guys under the bus, my mom was way too supportive for men that didn't know how to lead the situation. That's ultimately what I got to see from man to man. Just, and I can hold her accountable for picking these dudes after a certain age, but these guys weren't leaders.
Do you blame her for being supportive, or do you think that more women should be that way, or do you feel like that? What I'm saying is a lot of people are looking for support from their women,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess a lot of women are giving the wrong guy support.
Yeah, that's exactly what she was doing. She was giving the wrong men support. She either saw the potential or said, maybe this dude could be a father figure.
Right.
And they failed the test across the board.
Right.
We went to different states. She picked up different men. They would fail the test consistently because they couldn't lead. They couldn't teach. They didn't care in the way she needed them to care. And while she would try to build them up, they couldn't build themselves up.
Right.
So she overexceeded in her role, but they didn't give anything back.
Right.
I never want to be like the dudes that I saw growing up.
Right. What were they like? Go ahead. And do you see that today?
Wait, say that last part again.
Okay. What were they like? And do you see the same kind of characteristics in men today?
I see the same characteristics in men today, and ultimately, a lot of them were just lazy.
Yeah.
Their drive was non-existent.
Right.
When you hear that from a lot of women, these guys have no drive, and I can agree from what I've seen.
Right. So, as a man, what did you decide to do way back then that you said I'm not going to do that I see as a kid, and you apply it to your life now? What is, as far you already said about being lazy.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of this actually goes back to when I was around 19, where I had to start. I had a different mentality in my head, and I didn't want to be called a man anymore. I wanted to be called an idea, and I wanted to be that pedestal. I wanted to be that, again, the idea of what my books represented, but also as the type of person I was going to be. And so it was like, I want people to be like, yo, you remind me of Suggs Brothers. Or I want you to hold you to the standard of a Lionel Suggs, per se.
Right. I got you. So basically the idea that you had, basically what you're saying is you were building up to an idea of what you want to be with what you formed in your mind, correct?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's dive into this then. And by the way, if you guys have questions, oh my bad. I thank you for telling me that lie. Y'all go, man. I had that thing on, man. I'm sitting there cooking, man, and I'm sitting there cooking and everything, and I'm like, man, let me take this damn thing down. But anyway, but y'all see my boy's Cash App down at the bottom. Y'all bless my boy and his Cash App. He's working hard up here. He's up here cooking. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, so give me your thoughts on your taste in women because of what you've gone through and your taste in women. This is what we're getting down to the real nitty gritty now. So we all know that you're opinionated. We know that you're opinionated with today's women, with your relationships and stuff like that. So I want the audience to hear your thoughts on what you want in a woman and what you've learned as far as what you want in a lady, in a woman.
Man, women are crazy.
Okay, before you say that, this young man, ladies and gentlemen, he's gonna probably kill me. This young man sent me some pictures of the ladies that he has dated. He's dated some very. He's gonna get on to me or whatever. He's gonna cuss me out. He's dated some very beautiful women. You know what I mean? Very beautiful women. And so, I just want to throw that out there. But go ahead, bro. I'm sorry for you.
And these women are crazy. I'm always going to start it off that way. They are. Oh, I mean,
sis, what's up, sis? They in here ready to troll you, bro.
And they can. Apparently, I'm attracted to the crazy spiritual type women.
Why is that?
I have no idea. That just seems to be what I have a habit of ending up with. I'm trying to figure that out. That might be God's way of trolling me still. But that seems to be what I end up with. But they're flexible. I mean, they rotate between being the lazy Peggy Bundy type or the women who are trying to measure up to what my mom could do. but I never actually meet that. And I would love to have a support system like I saw my mom given, but I already know how women take that also. You shouldn't want someone that's like your mom, but she is literally the benchmark of what I've seen a woman cheerleading, supporting, being the friend, helping this dude be better than what he is. Except I'm going to do the same thing for her.
Right. Right. But you've never had that before?
Nope.
And you think that's because of you?
That's definitely because of me.
Okay, well, explain.
That's definitely because of me. Because they think I can do everything. That's essentially it. They think I can do everything.
When you say everything, what do you mean?
Like, basically, I'm going to put the world on my back and I'm going to carry it. They think they can have an easy life because of me.
Right. And so have you tried to explain that to the women that you've dealt with?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this right now. When you try to explain things, this is when it gets into layers. And then when you try to start breaking down into layers, these women, they can't handle the stories I'm generally saying. That's the thing.
So you're basically saying that they can't handle your truth, I guess, right?
They can't handle my truth.
So you think that you can ever find someone to meet your expectations?
Now we got AI coming, man. Of course. No, I'm playing. Sure. Sure. I don't know where, but I mean, somewhere eventually.
Right. So what do you think is the major when you say? And I think all men have that mentality to where you think you can tackle the world by yourself, tackle the world on your own. But then sometimes, our egos get in the way. Sometimes, but then sometimes, we can't do it by ourselves. You know what I mean? And so I guess that's when our women, they should feel that we should, they should feel that they should help out, but that communication is not there.
Man, what do all these women be asking? Who hurt you? That's the first thing they'll ask. Who hurt you?
Why do you think they ask that, man?
I need them to tell me.
I've had that said to me before.
And then they'll be like, what woman hurt you?
Yep.
So here's the thing. So if they'll ask that type of question, but then I'm telling them how mom's boyfriend wanted me and my brother to come take a shower with him, and she's approving that. And then I tell you, this is where a story gets dark. They don't know what to say. If I tell them I'm 3 years old and I'm in a wrong care at the moment, and you see how predatory older men can be, they don't know how to talk. Right. So when you're talking like that, they shut up real quick because they don't know what to say.
Yeah.
They don't know how to handle it. But then, of course, here goes it might sound like you need therapy and crap like that.
Yeah.
Or you don't sound like you're healed. But yet you can do something as simple as try to walk up the stairs of your own home and get flashbacks of a dark era.
Right.
So this is what I mean by they don't know what they're saying when they throw crap out like that.
Yeah. And
then when you try to tell them, this is your mentality, this is help shape your mentality. Now they want to change the conversation.
Right.
Or I'm not qualified to help you in this type of situation.
Right. So how many times have you found yourself in a situation, bro? I know I can speak on this. How many times have you found yourself in a situation to where you get close to a female and then you talk to them about stuff like that, and then you get in depth and you go as far as to tell them everything that they need to know because you feel like they genuinely want to know you and want to be your piece, and then they use it against you.
I'm not gonna lie, it probably happened like twice. Most of them just shut down.
Right.
But it's definitely been like twice personally to me, and they've weaponized it on a critical level to make me seem like I'm messed up when they were wrong in the situation.
Right. I'm not ignoring y'all. What's up with Urban? Got Urban Live Podcast. I know you're proud of Lionel right now. He's representing the lounge. I'm gonna let you answer some of these.
Go for it.
Joe says, "Well, I have no man, but I'm supportive to my friends." There is somebody that is supportive.
Yeah.
Joe, you know what I'm saying? Rita says, "Sounds like your behavior or personality is based on your young mother's mistakes." Would you agree with that assessment?
No.
No.
Uh-uh.
Gotcha. And Vaughn says, "No one person, especially a spouse, can help you through that type of trauma." What do you think about that? Well, I think they can't all the way help you, but you don't want to be with somebody that's going to add problems to the trauma.
What does she mean by help though? Because I mean, a peaceful person that's gonna sit here and listen to you and help you, just help you, play some Yu-Gi-Oh with you or whatnot, can help you get through certain situations.
Right.
Like, what type of help is she talking about?
Right. I know personally. Do you agree with this, man? I know personally, if I feel like someone is genuine, and whether it's a male or female, if they're genuine to me and they genuinely listen to me and they hear me out, I can tell whether or not they're genuine. And that really helps when someone just listens. So that's just me, man. Maybe that's not the popular answer, but I mean, for a lot of people, but that's for me. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll give you an example now. I have to remember real quick not to give names, but the part of the thing I do is try to help people because they can't open up to people about stuff they've been through.
Mm-hmm.
And or some people just aren't qualified. Like last year, I was helping a boy. He was 19. He was abused by his pop, his step pops, and touched by his mother. He was attacked and ambushed by 5 older men. The boy's broken. He's shivering in a corner crying, waking up screaming at night. He went to therapy. They broke him. So group therapy didn't make him feel any better. I was able to talk with him, get him stable. I was helping out a girl, 17. Issues of abuse. Mama's boyfriend abused her. Mom didn't believe her. I was helping out this older lady, 40. Guy broke into her house, held her at gunpoint, abused her. Police didn't believe her. These are people that I've been able to talk to and help them calm down and get them to the next step. Helping out this girl, 30. Multiple men took advantage of her, so much that touching her causes her to scream. Nobody believed it. Another 18-year-old I was helping out. Multiple men beat up on our side of school, assaulted her. Black eye, broke her arm. Cameras showed it was 6 dudes. No one was charged. Parents ain't believe her. Another girl. The poor girl was dragged into a closet. 5 boys had their way with her. I was helping her. Another girl struggling with the reality of going home. because she got jumped on her way home. 5 dudes again assaulted her. Another chick, she was almost 40, struggling with an abusive ex. She ran away from him, like across the country to get away. Was helping with her deal with that because she also abandoned her kids trying to get away with that. It was bad. Another girl, 19, she was abused by one of her mom's boyfriend's sons who was in the house. And she was touched by one of the mom's female roommates. Mom didn't believe her. Grandma didn't believe her. Girl had a mental breakdown. She went to therapy, went to a specialist. It made her want to commit suicide. So I helped her. Another girl, used as a sex doll by her brother. She didn't know no better. She was 8. Later in life, abused horrifically around Christmas time. So it messed her all up in the head. Another girl trying to go home. Wallet was stolen. Cop offered to help her out. Ended up handcuffing her, tying her up with rope. Assaulted her all night, then threw her on the highway. Left her crying, screaming, mind was broken. Another girl dealing with issues of abuse. She was LGBTQA, don't know if I'm allowed to say it. And a group of men decided to assault that nature out of her for hours. Jumping her outside of her place of work. She had to move because the father ain't believe her, mom didn't believe her, cops did nothing. And I have like 40 more stories. But these are people that I'm constantly helping out and they feel safe talking to me.
Right.
Because which makes this worse is that when I'm hearing all these stories, it's as my sister would say, my mom is the benchmark for these. Because every one of these stories has happened to her. And I don't even have to bring her into it to tell these people and how to help these people. Right. So I have a very different way of when I look at the world and when I look at people. And one of the comments might have said it, because I don't trust people. But the world has given me no reason to.
Right. Right. That's profound, man. What's so sad is that a lot of people don't trust, like you said, don't trust, and they don't. A lot of things happen to them, and they don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Until they meet someone that actually knows how to get it out of them, I guess, you know what I mean? Or they feel comfortable, you know? And I'm glad that those young people have somebody like yourself that, you know, that can relate, but also can help them, you know what I mean? But yeah. Back to this relationship thing, bro.
No,
hey, you cooking. Hey, y'all go hit my boy's Cash App. Hit my boy's Cash App. You don't have to. Thank you, Joe, for telling me to change that ticker. I had in my mind to change it, whatever, from the very beginning that I did do it. But anyway, so what type of woman you looking for, bro?
Someone that's not like Vaughn's or Sweet Rita.
Oh my God! Yes, you know they had. He had. You know he was reading y'all's comments. You know he had to get y'all. Oh my goodness, that's great. That's great.
Strong support system, honestly, man. That's the most important. Someone that's willing to communicate, someone that's willing to understand, not listen to argue or not listen to answer or to respond, but to listen to understand. Like someone who does have their own, but wants to build into something more. I mean, ultimately, that's what I'm looking for.
So what do you? So you think that and other things, in your opinion, for you, that would take to build a successful relationship?
In my situation, absolutely.
Gotcha. And you just haven't found them.
You just haven't found them. They too busy acting like the women in the sky.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Well, okay. So back to this. I really, me and you talk, man, behind the scenes, and you've actually said this. You have, you and your mom have a great relationship. Y'all are like, y'all grew up together, basically. You know what I mean? Um, what can you say about a mother and son relationship? As I've said, I've been close. I'm close to my mom. I speak of my mom daily. You know what I mean? In some way, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? And how important is a mother-son relationship in your opinion?
I think it's absolutely important, honestly. I do get the I do get the scenarios with the single mom and the slack and the hard hit on the head they be getting, but I've seen an incredible single mom really do everything possible to make sure her son didn't come out LGBTQ, because that's what she'll tell you. He didn't want me to be sassy, so she had to make sure I didn't come that way. But I mean, even if people call it mistakes, I mean, she had me ready for the streets. By the time I'm 3 years old, I'm walking in the hood. I know what money is. I know how to spend money. She got me on the stove. I know how to cook. You know, I know how to do what I need to do to survive at a young age. But then when the brother comes 4 years later, now I'm prepared to help him also and get him started. But you take that as a child and then transition it to an adult. This was a woman who made sure I could never make excuses for anything.
Right,
She won't allow it.
right, right,
And then in same, I hold that same standard for her. I don't let her make excuses.
right, right,
And we know how I know they say, you shouldn't be friends with your parents. I slightly agree, but there has to be some type of boundary there. Because you can have boundaries with your friends also.
right,
She was my best friend, but I also knew she was my mom. I could talk to her a certain type of way, but I knew if I talked to her a certain type of way, I'm getting my mouth knocked off.
right,
Like, so she knew how to balance that appropriately.
right,
And I mean, again, we talk literally about everything.
right, right. That's the thing. That's the thing I liked about you guys, man. The way you talk, you and your mom had a wonderful relationship. Still do, by the way. That's what intrigued me about our last interview. Um, through all the trauma and all the pain, and as you say, as God was trolling you guys still had a great relationship. Still do. You know what I'm saying? Still do. Um, you guys go and subscribe to my boy Lionel.
So there's a comment Sweet Rita said. Okay, I want to put that.
Right here?
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
So when she says that, I want to say that quality parental guidance is what she needed. Because just saying they needed parental guidance, my question is, I mean, she had like 10 parents around her, but they put her in situations where she would be assaulted. And if they knew she was assaulted, they take her right back to the situation. They threw her in a child with an 11-year-old. They allowed her to have an 11-year-old. They thought, we're going to let her go to the school where the teachers are trying to assault her. These are the parents.
Right.
So when you say parental guidance, I would argue quality parental guidance, because that was her reality. In no shape or form was she ever going to get a good deal out of that.
Right. I just got hit up by. I got spanked by Big Sis E. She did put up. I forgot to pin it. She wanted you to answer this.
Okay.
Find it, and I didn't pin it. And she gonna kill me for that. We were talking. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me, Lionel. Because I was gonna pin it, and damn it, I can't find it. I can't find it. Maybe she'll put it up again. I can't find it. I can't find it. E. But anyway, any questions in the chat? Well, you just feel free to answer. I can't find it. Oh goodness gracious, she's gonna kill me. But anyways, I didn't save it. But anyways,
everything's gonna affect you no matter what, though. I mean, the blueprint you have as a child going into, a young adult is going to end up shaping how you look at things. And the problem is, I know 40-year-olds who are still triggered by things that happened when they were younger. Because people do hear me talk and they reach out to me. And so I can help them and get them to open up about things. Because even though life goes on, they still live in a nightmare.
Okay, she said, is your listening or ear reciprocal in your relationships? That's what she asked. What's going on? CKJ, thank you for coming through, brother. Thank you.
Of course she asked that.
you know she's holding me accountable for skipping it, so she wants you to answer that.
Absolutely. In fact, I mean, they would all give me great reviews, honestly. All but one. But they would give me great reviews at the end of the day. But again, not the problem ends up becoming they say the wrong thing. And I got to shut that down.
Right.
So that ends up being the problem.
Right. So basically, you credit yourself and being a good listener.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay. But you just feel like in a relationship with women, it's not reciprocal on their part.
No.
I can feel that.
No, not at all. They can't empathize the way they think they can. Especially if I start to open up, they can't empathize on the level they think they can.
Right. I got you. I'm going to, bro, I'm going to drop the link. If you
go for it. No, go for it.
But I'm going to drop the link. But before I drop the link, man, I want to share with everybody so they can look at your page, bro. And this is my bro's page. If you guys have not subscribed, go and subscribe to the Suggs Verse. This is his page. You know what I mean? Go and check out Heirs to the Stars, to where you can buy his books and such. This is his page. If you have not subscribed, go and subscribe ASAP. You know what I mean? ASAP. And Joe is going to repost that. But I'm going to drop the link, and then let me give some commercials right quick, a commercial break, and we're going to drop the link. All you ladies that have questions for my bro, this is the time to give him some questions. And I will drop the link. Anybody who wants to come up and ask my bro questions, you can. You know what I mean? Don't be shy. You can troll him. So anyway, we'll be back after these messages. back, man. We back. I got a guest in the back. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
How you doing? It's a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to say about is this the gentleman who did the research on relationships?
No. That's his counterpart.
Oh, okay, because I was going to ask him what methodology he used, whether it's quantitative or qualitative. That's what I'm going to ask him.
No. That's the other brother, Urban. Yeah, that's Urban.
Okay, my fault on that one. Well, let me just give you guys a real short something to think about. I've been, before getting married this past Valentine's Day to the love of my life, we were partners for 32 and a half years.
Congratulations.
We got 8 kids together and 15 grandchildren.
Oh, wow.
So my question to you guys as younger men, because I'm 59, I'm gathering you guys are what, about 25, 22? How old are you?
I'm not too far behind you.
Okay. I gave you some room to whip. Hey, but I'm just curious, man. You two gentlemen, I don't know if you guys are married or partnered up or whatever it be, but I want to ask you something. As you look at this sector, what do you think about the men and how they approach dealing with, I wouldn't say strife, or dealing with misunderstandings with women and the things that go on in their exchanges with them, and how they disrespect some of them. And some of the women disrespect men too, so it's equal. But what is your stance on handling a situation where you feel like you've been disrespected by a woman, but you have a foundation within you that says you don't argue back with them, you just let them win? What do you guys think about that?
Well, personally, bro, I don't subscribe to arguing with a lady, especially online, or I don't argue. Period. You know what I mean? I don't like to argue with people. Period. But with a lady, I'm not going to argue with a lady. I'm going to say what I have to say. If we disagree, then if we have a little spat, whatever, I'll tend to just go my way. Let me be.
Exactly.
Then we can talk about it later. You know what I mean? When cool heads prevail. But as far as the stuff online, bro, I don't get into all that. As far as I would never argue with a lady or argue with anybody online. In real life or online, I just don't believe in that.
I appreciate that, bro. I really do appreciate that. What about you, bro?
I would definitely troll a girl online, but in real life, no, you can have that. I'll wait till you calm down and then we can talk.
But you go get your troll in.
Yep.
That's funny, man. What exactly, man? Just so because I just came in and I'm in the car, but I'm just wondering, what exactly were you guys, the exact last situation you guys were discussing, so I can chime in on that, if you don't mind.
Well, my bro here, he is. This is my second interview with him.
Okay.
So I interviewed with him about a month ago, and
okay.
I hope you don't mind me just giving a rundown, Lionel.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
His mom had him at 11 years old, and so
wow.
I've let him tell his story about a month ago, and so this show is about him, what he's learned through the struggle, and so what he's learned about relationships, what he's learned about being a man, what he's learned about marriage, so forth and so on, how to deal with with ladies, with women, and so he's just giving his perspective on things. And this young man here, CKJ, he had to help with his siblings as well. You know what I mean? So he's gone through a lot, and he has a story to tell. So I had him come up and tell his story, and very, very, very unique and impactful story. And he's made it to be. He's made it. You know what I mean? He's made his way, and he's here to tell it.
So, okay. Is it okay if I ask that gentleman a question?
Sure.
Hey, young man, let me ask you something. I hate to say young woman, because actually she was a girl. at that age. Has it been any kind of challenge for you outside of the responsibilities you had with being kind of like a guardian over your brothers and sisters? Was there some other issues at play? Was it an issue of any kind of abuse type situation that led to this situation of her being, pregnant at such a young age?
Say that last sentence again. You're breaking up.
Okay, because of the uniqueness of your situation, and I salute you, man, for getting where you are today, despite the struggles and despite the things you had to do at such a young age to look out for your family, especially your siblings. I'm wondering when, after something like that, that's trauma. If people don't understand that, that's a traumatic situation, not just for the young lady, but also for you, because you have to grow up real fast. And so I'm wondering, is there anything about that experience that kind of plays a role in the way that you deal with women?
I think I'm overprotective, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
I think I'm absolutely overprotective, but that's because I also help abuse victims, but I know how bad my mom had it. And so that's probably, it could be looked at as a negative, but I do think I'm overprotective of women.
Okay. Okay. Is this a situation that you feel comfortable when we ask you a question about in regards to your mom, or is there some things off that you got guardrails?
Ask whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Okay, let me ask you this, because this is interesting, because I got a similar situation right now I'm dealing with at a school, because I do some gang conflict resolution with young men in Chicago and women. I also do inner city cultural conflict resolution. And this is a similar situation. She was 14. And so there's the similarities there. And I'm just wondering, was this a situation where this young lady was dealing with a much older person and this was an issue of abuse? Or was this something else?
This was grandma allowing her 7-year-old daughter to get abused by her boyfriend, then allowing her 8-year-old daughter to get abused by the babysitter, and then taking her back there despite doing whole great stuff. And then my mom spent the next few years running away from home, and eventually someone else got a hold of her and abused her, and then that led to me.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say something here that's going to be a little bit off track, but it's going to be on point. I'm a person who suffers from bipolar 2. I also suffer from post-traumatic syndrome, but that came from violence. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm just curious, during your healing process, was therapy a part of that?
Yes. Me and her both went.
Okay. Together?
No, separately.
Okay. And how is she doing today?
The nightmares don't go away.
Okay. For her,
the nightmares don't go away. It's hard to sleep, but she's thriving in her career, thriving, doing great.
Right.
But
that's great.
I have to hear her cry.
Wow, that's great. Now, what about you? Did you pursue any therapy to deal with that situation?
Yes, and there was actually some comments I was going to address.
Okay.
I did go to the group therapy. Unfortunately, I didn't cry like some of those guys did. But
nothing wrong with crying, brother. Nothing wrong with crying.
There was nothing there for me. They asked questions, and then I went to regular therapy. And then because my mom is the type of person who never allows one situation, I had to go to a specialist. And then in that situation, every last one of them told me that I was self-healing myself. I was doing what they would have recommended me to do. Every question they could have asked me, I answered it the way they needed me to answer it. In fact, they all asked why was I even there.
Okay. Let me ask you gentlemen something. Have you ever heard of this term called tabula rasa?
Yes, but I don't
You
remember.
have.
I haven't.
You have.
No, sir.
Okay. You want to explain to your brother what that means, brother?
I don't remember the term. I only learned
Oh,
it while reading into metaphysics.
right. Okay. Okay. Well, tabula rasa is this. Tabula is Italian for tablet. Rasa is for writing. Okay. What they say, whether it be existentialism or metaphysics, they say that a child is born with innocence, but they are innocent emotionally, and they're written on that by the people who are in the village who are dark or who are charged with bringing them up.
You're cutting out. You're cutting out.
You were saying, well,
You're cutting out.
I think he's spent.
Can you hear us? You still there? Still there? There's microphone cutting in and out. Can you hear me? Can you hear us? You still there? I think he's probably in a bad spot.
Tabula rasa though is basically when you're in a blank slate. Basically, they're saying when you're born, everything's empty, but what you're born into essentially educates you.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. You can answer any one of these. Ron says, you need more healing.
Oh, that's what they also said. Therapy is not for healing; it's for coping.
For coping.
Me and my mom in completely two different areas had the same. That's what they all told us. It's not for healing; it's for coping.
Huh. The link is pinned, ladies and gentlemen. Give you guys a. And bro, the floor is yours, man. If
you know the women scared. Come on now.
Any one of these comments, man. If I'm missing them, all right, there you go. He is not connected yet. There you go. You back? You can hear us? You there?
Hello? Yeah. Was that me or was that you guys?
I think that was you. That was you. I think you're in a bad spot.
Okay, let me see if I can't go to this but closer. Okay, how do you guys hear me now?
Perfect.
Okay. Like I was saying, tabula rasa is it's when a child is born, they're born with an empty tablet in terms of how they emotionally and mentally interpret information. And the way that they come about growing and becoming who they're destined to be is either interfered or helped by the adults around them. That means the parents, guardians, grandparents, coaches, anybody. So whatever life experiences they have, whether they be negative or positive, can drastically alter where that young person ends up. And that's proven because when you bring children of 1 and 2 years old together with different ethnicities, when they play together, they don't look at color, but they learn about color from the people that are around them. They learn about the prejudice from people around them. So I was just wondering, going back to you, young man, when looking at your tabula rasa, it's a lot on there, right? But
yes,
you seem to have survived that pretty successfully. And I just want to know from you, if there's another person out there that was your age when you were going through that, and you had an opportunity to say something to him, what would you say to him in terms of addressing that type of trauma?
I don't have nothing positive to say on that one. I got to think on that one.
Okay. Because you got a story, brother.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
It's a lot of kids that suffer trauma. And you coming in a situation where you could talk to some young kids, whether, they're, I would say no earlier than in freshman year of high school. You got a story, man. Mostly what you're taking all the graphic stuff out of it. where you can really impact and touch people, man. Not just the kids, but also parents. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. You should do that, man. I hope you will. Okay.
No, thank you.
All right.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Thank you for your story, man, and sharing, brother. I'm not gonna hog all your time, big fella. But if you have something you want to ask me, man, I'm here.
no, bro. I really appreciate you coming through and sharing that. I tell Lionel this behind the scenes and on the panels as well. He has a story and he doesn't understand how much his story can help people, like you were explaining. And OG, I really appreciate you and you coming up and giving some very very great advice and candid conversations. You know, that's just great. You know, over here, man, we try to do things different. And,
Okay.
some content out that's really real content. You know what I'm saying? And so I really appreciate your support coming up on the panel. You're welcome to come up anytime.
I appreciate that, brother. And I want to leave this young man with something. I am a union writer with the Writers Guild of America in New York and in LA, International Screenwriters Association. And if you ever, man, want to talk about putting that in a book, holler at me, man.
Okay, thank you.
All right, brother. Hey, young brother, take it easy, man. I'll
You
talk
too.
to you later, man. Thanks for having me up, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anytime. I appreciate
Appreciate you, brother. All right.
Yes, sir.
Y'all have a good night.
You
Have a
too.
good night. See what I mean, bro? You got a story to tell.
Oh, I got some other people in my inboxes telling me what he said too.
Yeah. So,
I saw some questions.
okay. Sweet Rita says, did those things happen to you, or are you dealing with life through the things your mother has been through?
Both. I mean, y'all gotta remember, I've seen some things happen to her, but I was too young to do anything about it. And remember, I've brought up some situations that have also happened to me. I don't just fully describe it, but you know, I carry some weight.
Right. Understandably so.
There are things that have happened to my sister when I was not around for a moment. And I do hold my mom accountable for that. And that wouldn't have happened if I was there. There are things that happen.
Right.
Loves control my family.
Right. You see what E put here? She said, we keep telling him that. He sees what others don't in the lost and broken.
You know, that goes back to the dude that had gave me the hug when I told you I started learning.
Right.
The last 4 years, I've definitely seen my evolution towards that because for some reason, I just keep meeting the people who do need help. And it just be so random.
Right.
And it's like I talk to the right people at the right time. Or I've connected with certain people that can guide other people to me so I can help them out.
Right. Let's see here. So I have too many distractions in my house to account. You guys are welcome to come through. Joe, I'm surprised you ain't came up. Vaughn says, Lionel, I want to believe you. You need more healing, buddy.
So the problem with that is, what do you exactly want me to do? Because when people say that, it's basically like saying you should forget your nightmares. You should forget 20 years of your history. It shouldn't affect you. It shouldn't even come up in a dream. When you don't realize things like just the smell of a certain situation will bring it back. Just walking in a particular direction will bring it back. When you sit here and say you don't think about things, hey, don't think about it. You don't attract that energy. I've seen the difference.
Right.
So what should I look like when people are saying that? What would you like to see me look like as quote unquote healed?
Gotcha.
I don't even think these people know what I'm supposed to look like when I sit here and really break down vividly a lot of things that have happened.
Right, right, right. Um, if I missed some of you guys' comments, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to find a lot of you guys'
I don't
comments.
apologize to these women.
Hey man, I appreciate you coming through, brother. Let me see. Anything else you want to add, bro?
Did you just say I would look lighter? No shade?
Yep, that's what she said. That's what she said. Hey, Lisa, how you doing, love? Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. She said she feel look. She said she can feel the heaviness of your spirit. And we got
No, see, now, there you go. With her Sweet Rita situation. Now, I can agree. You're not supposed to live in the past. However, I can help all of these people because of my past. I've been helping a lot of people. There's a reason why they're telling me I can tell a story. The reason I tell my mom she can share her story. Because of that past. How many guys do y'all know that, I mean, in all of y'all personal circles are just going to reveal to you that they was assaulted by some older men? A lot of guys don't come out talking like that because they've quote unquote moved on. So who can they really help like that? A lot of these girls do not feel safe or comfortable talking to their friends or opening up because a lot of people, y'all aren't ready for the conversation because they've moved on. But the reality is, I can simultaneously operate in both. And though I can empathize and sympathize, I listen to understand, not to tell them that they're wrong, not to tell them what they need. I can be in the moment with them. That helps them move on.
right.
I completely agree with you. Hey, guys,
Hey,
I completely agree with you, and I can speak on that also. Because until you've been through something, you really can't comment on it. You can comment all you want, but you can't relate, right? Other people cannot relate to the things that you nor I have gone through, right? And in the past, in my childhood, I have childhood trauma, so to speak, right? And I remember, I mean, I was 26 years old before I could actually speak on the things that I went through. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
how long it took to be able to even talk about it, to get it out without crying, because I'm an emotional being, right? I'm a woman. But so with that said, prior to that, if I heard people, I was triggered, right? I heard people saying something to the difference of what happened to me, right? And they just don't understand. And it's not, I've had to learn that it's not that somebody just is being, purposely disrespectful or anything. They just honestly cannot relate. And I used to tell my dad this, actually, because, and I'm just going to go into it a little bit, right? I didn't have my mom, right? Well, my dad used to, of course, say, "Why do you want to see your mom?" 'Cause, she left. But I would tell my dad, "You can't understand it because you lived and buried both your mom and your dad. They never left you. So you can't relate to the feeling that I had, right?" And that's just giving an example of people just cannot relate, honestly, no matter how close they are to you. And that's why I don't agree with you not talking about your past. Just like people tell grieving people, if you lost your mom or you lost your dad and they don't want to talk about it, They think that that's going to help them get better. But no, you want to talk about the people you lost. You want to talk about them every day. But some people don't want to talk about it. They think that that's going to help you if you don't talk about them. Just like my daughter lost her mom. And people say, oh, she shouldn't be talking about her all the time. But that's not true. We want her to talk about her. We want her to remember her mom, right? And so those kind of things, you should talk about your past because that is where the healing comes from. That's where the healing comes in. The more you talk about it, the more you get through it. And you can, honestly, that's what I think. And that's why you're able to help other people who have gone through it also. So I just wanted to share that.
I'm getting killed by E and Joe for not looking at messages. So I've got caught up. He says, how would they know the right thing to say in those situations, especially if it's a sudden conversation? Sounds like they would need to prepare if you're saying the response was wrong.
E, your responses are wrong all the time.
I knew he was going to do something like that. Oh my God.
I mean, she's not wrong, which is why it's something I also had to learn myself. However, the more I learned, the more I realized you can't generally prepare people for that. 9 times out of 10, by the time I even start talking about it, they have an idea of how my personality is. They know exactly how I hit. And so by the time the car crash does happen, being prepared doesn't really do anything.
Right. Rita says if you let your past keep you in the same bubble, when can the healing begin?
Do it look like I'm like sitting in a corner crying or something? I'm just curious. Because that's definitely not what I'm doing. Y'all saw that Joker movie? I'll be walking around, skipping around like the Joker. Smile on my face and everything.
Oh, we went to go see that movie. Exactly, that's the devil holding bondage. DR made a statement right here, and I think you would agree with that. Joe, you can chime in anytime. DR says, I don't think he's still there, Rita. It's just his experience, and he's moving accordingly.
I do not live in Baltimore City. I don't live in the hood. I definitely vet the friends I have that I keep around. Like, I'm not in the shower with some grown man. I'm not hiding in a corner from a grown man. How do you think I'm still there is the question. And I'm literally helping people.
Right. You see that? It says we experience behavior in a different way on Urban's channel.
Well, we're not talking about what we talk on Urban's channel. Today we're talking about Lionel's experiences and Lionel's path, right?
No, but what she was saying though was that a lot of the things that he talks about, he might be talking about that because of what he's gone through. That's what she's alluding to.
Yes, and he trolls on Urban's channel. That's what I was gonna get at. I wasn't done.
But go ahead.
Yeah. No. And I think I'm gonna say what I think. I think Lionel uses his trolling side as an escape, literally. Like some people use social media to escape and to just escape the real world. And I'm gonna say something else that I believe. I believe the reason Lionel started writing his whole Suggs verse and created his own Suggs verse universe of sorts is because of him trying to escape, right? and create his own creation of universe from the one that he was traumatized from, right? And he even mentioned it and confirmed my thoughts earlier when you said, Lionel, I tried to make myself more like the characters that I created on my in my Sugsverse, right? And I was going to mention because my son and I read your first book, right?
Mhm.
And my son.
You there? You cut out. You
Oh,
sitting there quick.
I recorded Riley reading to me. Can y'all hear me?
Mhm.
You cut out for a little bit.
Oh, okay. I recorded Riley reading to me, and I recorded it so Lionel could hear him because he's very animated in his reading. But anyway, he the character he created in that first book is Chris something.
First base.
What's his name? Chris Spades. Oh, my son just told me in the background too. Um, but I was like, that's interesting because that's Lionel's name, Chris. So you created that character. Is that you?
No, but I love who he is, though.
Okay. And so that was my take on it, and that's what I told my son. And my son said, when I told him my take on why you created Sugsverse and everything, that's what intrigued him to go read the book, literally. So I'm just letting you know.
I love it. I know the chat needs to read it too.
You see what Joe said? I mean, he said. She said, I disagree. My bubble verse keeps me chill all day.
And I've actually told her, like, I applaud her for being able to live in that bubble.
I think we all have trauma. God knows I deal with it on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Our trauma is what shapes us and shapes us who we are. It's just, I was talking with Joe today about a family member of mine, Lionel, and uh, without going into detail, but one of my family members adopted uh, uh, a cousin of mine and made her own daughter, right?
Okay.
So, that cousin of mine was basically born a crack baby, and so because of that, she had some issues growing up. Her mom walked the streets of California, was violated. You know what I mean? Her mom was actually killed, and so that left her out in the street until my sister. I'll go ahead and say it. My sister is my sister. My sister, my sister took her in. Right? So with that being said, there's a lot of trauma that's going on with that. You know what I mean? Um, and I think what I've learned by that is when people don't talk about it and they bundle it all in, it's just going to cause damage to themselves and to other people. You know what I mean? If they don't handle it the right way, you know what I mean? Whatever way it is, your way, Lionel, you escape by being a writer, being an artist. You know what I'm saying? I think people just need to find their way, find their niche, in order for them to escape. You know, certain things. It's still going to be there. You know what I mean? The hurt and the pain and all that, but at least you can find your therapy. Not therapy can be a number of different things. You know what I'm saying? It's not just talking to a shrink. Therapy could be knitting. Therapy can be work. Therapy could be working out. Just different ways of releasing. You know what I'm saying? So Everybody deals with their trauma different.
And I want to say something.
Go ahead.
This is a conversation me and my brother had. This isn't like a constant conversation, but it goes back into the past thing. And this has to do with data and statistics. And people who are in social work can definitely tell you, and there's other people, but generally speaking, people that come from my origins have a habit of replicating those habits. So because my father was a rapist and an older guy, there's a high chance that would become me. That's just generally what happens in life. So that's also a thought in my head that keeps me on the right path. Now, I don't think that way, but I also notice the science behind it. Because people got to remember there's a whole other person that I have not much information on. Hence why I say people don't generally know what they're talking about when they're trying to create this narrative. I can fully tell you my mom, but I can't tell you about the other person. I can see plenty of habits I have through the reflection of my mom, but then there's habits and things that I don't see in her. And so I can take a gander of who that came from.
Right.
So that becomes the other dark side of the situation as well, because there's a part of your identity that you don't know. And it's easier for people to say, just move on or don't think about it. But yet, that's not their existence.
Right. Right. Salute to you, Gas Man. Salute to you, bro. So you got something to add on that?
I was agreeing, and because that's, again, that's something that I've gone through, right? And that's why I've always, because of those reasons, I've always lived my life to be what that person could never be, right? Which is a mother, a good mother, and a good woman, right? Because if you didn't, just period, right? I know that's what my goals in life have been, basically.
Right.
So
Sweet Rita says, so technically you don't trust yourself either, Ronald?
I do trust myself, but the reality is chaos. And I've done a great job of molding myself so I don't have to venture off into those thoughts. But I'm also not going to sit here and ignore reality also of what I came from and what data records happens to people in that situation.
Right. Right.
but you know how I've always stated, there's only one thing you can control, and that's yourself. That's the only thing we can control. We can control us. We can control me. Nothing else.
You, all right, I gotta word it this way. Before I say it, this is not what happened. But if for some reason I'm sitting here thinking of a younger person in the wrong way, that thought just came. I can control how I operate from that point, but then that thought just came. And if I get that thought, then no, I don't trust myself at all.
Gotcha.
Welcome, children.
Yeah. I was gonna.
No.
I had that question. I'm glad she. Go ahead.
No, I don't want children. And if y'all want an honest reason, it goes back to what I just said. It's because of the circumstances of my birth, because I also believe in generational trauma and you can break that. I refuse to make a generation coming from what I think is poison. Despite how great people tell me I am, I understand I come from severe trauma. And I'm not about to put that on somebody else.
Is that a fear that
I
you have?
understand.
Is that just that's just a constant fear that you have?
Yes.
Gotcha. Salute to your OSD. We have the
I
Institute.
understand that. And Lionel, don't ever let anybody talk you into anything that they can't understand and try to guide you because you only understand you, honestly. But I think you do such a great job in helping others, even though or because of what you've gone through. Like, so I think, I mean, personally, you fulfill you and your because you are doing for your brother, your sister, the things that you want to do, right? The things that drive you to continue to do. So I just don't want you to allow other people's views or thoughts or whatever they think that Lionel should do. I, you have a lot of healing you need to do before you continue to have all these relationships. I have to say it.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, I could care less what they say, man. My sister, I mean, again, greatest compliment she gave me was her telling me how I gave her the representation of what a perfect boyfriend should be because she watched one of my relationships. No woman can tell me anything else. That's the highest compliment I could have got from her.
I agree.
And she made sure when she went out and got her boyfriend, it was something like me.
Huh.
I feel it. And so again, yeah, these women can't tell me nothing. I know
I
how
know
my
how that,
go ahead.
I know how that feels. My son, my 28-year-old, uh, he always had problems with his current wife. They were always back and forth. When they were in high school, and they were always going, having problems. And he once told me, uh, "Mom, but I don't want to let her go because she reminds me of you."
Mm.
And I'm gonna tell. Can I say what I told him, Bestie?
Yeah.
Should I say it? I told my son because they were like, when I tell you they were having problems, they were having problems. I mean, like, real bad. And so I told my son, I finally just popped off and I said, "Why do you want to be effing your mom?" Because he said, I don't want to let her go because she reminds me of you, right? But now it is like I share the information with Bestie because she really literally tries she looks up to me, and so it's crazy. But yeah, it's a great, it's very flattering, to be told something like that.
But no, I understand. Absolutely. I know the example I set off for my mom, my brother, my sister. I see how my friends look at me. I mean, I think I'm doing fantastic personally.
I agree. You just have some mentors that can just, keep you in that troll phase. So I think that's the only thing.
We got the Great Urban Lounge podcast up on the panel. What's up, bro?
What's up with it? What's up with it? Hey, SBK. Hey, man, phenomenal show like always, man. Phenomenal show. I was listening to it while I was on the road driving.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
I know you're proud of our little brother up here.
yeah, man. See, a lot of these people in the chat, they don't know Lionel. They only know him based on YouTube. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of layers with Lionel. Some is positive, some is negative. But at the end of the day, we all are like that. People got to understand that Lionel, he see things in the gray area. Some of us, we see things black or white, but he see it in the gray area. And the reason why is due to his traumatic experience that he dealt with in his life.
Right.
But I mean, I don't blame him because there's like you said it earlier, SBK and Joe said the same as well too. We all dealt with traumatic experience in our lifetime, where it caused us to get out of that black and white and also consider the gray area as well too. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So a lot of things that Lionel talked about, I could relate to him because prior before my last occupation with dealing with, you know what I'm saying, in HR and stuff. I was dealing with social work. Matter of fact, Mrs. Urban, she currently still deals with social work right now. She works with the Department of Protective Services. So she tells me stories. I've been dealt with stories. So we understand where he's coming from because a lot of people just share similar stories, just like what Lionel's talking about.
Right. And I applaud him each day I talk to him. I applaud him how well how well put together he is. You know what I mean? Uh, his head is about to explode right now.
I hype myself up, so y'all good.
But no, man, he the way no he has a story, and it just I'm just glad that he's able to tell his story. And I'm just glad he's here to he's helping people. You know what I mean? Even though he might not realize it, but he's helping people. You know what I mean? He's helping me. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people think that they're going through a lot of stuff mentally because of the past, but yet and still you got a young man that had by any means he could have gave up. You know what I mean? But he hasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's it.
Do my mic still sound like it's echoing to y'all?
I think that's Lionel.
That's me.
Mute up right quick for a second, Lionel. Yeah, that's Lionel.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that might be.
hold on. Let me turn the echo cancellation back on. Hold on. All right, what about now?
I think yeah, you good. Lionel, go ahead and speak.
Is that me?
Y'all good now. Y'all good. But anyways, uh, what else you got to add on it, Urban? Lionel is he's been up here cooking, man. He's been up here cooking.
Oh yeah. I know he been cooking, man. Like I always salute to little bro. I'm always so proud of him doing this thing, man. Not only just with Lionel, it does with everybody. I'm always proud where everybody's doing their thing. USBK, Joe, E, everybody, doing their thing and content creation and just living life period, man.
Yeah, for sure. We just try to do some things, man, to where it's not. Uh, all of us are different, man. All of us are doing our own thing, uh, uh, and it's one of those things where we got something to say, man, other than a bunch of BS. You see a lot of BS online today, man, and I think what you do, Urban, what I do, Joe E, Lionel, it just brings something different to the social media, um, to YouTube. It just brings something different to it. You know what I mean? So, um, Lionel, what else you got? What else you got for us, bro? You got anything else you want to add?
Speaking on that, that was actually interesting because there was a situation last year. It was this guy who he was wilding essentially. He was wilding out. He was acting out, and he comes from a good home, or what you would call a good home, a good neighborhood. And they was trying to figure out, why is he acting out? Why is he starting to do drugs? Why is he doing this? They all asking the wrong questions, honestly. And I immediately realized, oh snap! I think this dude he been assaulted, but no one's talking about it. And it's only when you are able to get in contact with him and talk to him that you realize, yeah, dude was assaulted bad. But no one said anything about it. No one picked up on it. So It's a question that I definitely have challenged parents on, and just do wellness checks on their children, because more often than not, a lot of these parents don't do wellness checks on them. They think they're in great places, but you don't see what's happening behind closed doors. And unfortunately, there's too many stories about what's happening behind closed doors and good places that can drive these people to have breakdowns.
Yep, I agree with that, man. I agree. The wellness check is very, very vital for our children, man. You got to figure out what's going on with them, whether it's through social media, sure, it could be at school, anywhere, man, because you'll never know the different traumas that they're going through, and they just hiding it behind closed doors.
And some don't think their parents will understand.
Facts.
So that
Facts.
means that's just how their mind is working at that point. Or some of them are trying to protect their parents from someone else. And so again, they're not gonna say anything. Hence, excuse me, why I said wellness checks are necessary, but a lot of parents don't do those wellness checks. You can talk to too many parents to learn that they're not doing that. They're not asking that question. They're just trusting that it's not happening.
Right. I want to ask you
Fact.
something. I want to ask you something, Lionel. I noticed you have you've actually helped a lot of young people. You know what I mean? And you were going down a list of different people that you've helped, different young people that you've helped. Is that something that you are going to continue to do and take it further, and just maybe start your own little thing when it comes to that? Is that something that you ever thought about doing?
Depends. I don't want that to really be my life.
Right.
More like a side story. And I'm happy with that right now. I mean, I personally do think I could be doing more, but I want to put more focus, obviously, into my book too. That's my passion. That's what I love to do. But I do like helping other people, because I understand that the road is hard. And there are people who try to give advice. And now I got to tell people, you got to watch how you give that advice. The little boy I was telling you earlier, who was assaulted by his dad and stepdad and whatnot. There are people that would tell me to tell him, God loves you still. And I'm like, you want me to tell him this? After this, the boy that's crying in the corner, shivering, the boy that's waking up screaming, you want me to tell him that? What do you think that's going to do? Like, and I know they mean well, but the advice is wrong. And I've had to learn so many people's take to get a pattern on how people want to give advice, how they're trying to quote unquote help people, which gave me a whole, I need to word it right. I had to become an alchemist essentially in order to learn how to help different people. What advice would work and what advice won't work. What steps I could help them take versus the steps they won't take. Where people are paying money to go to these therapeutic practices for people to talk to them that don't understand them, that don't have no relation to anything they've been through, giving them this scientific advice that's going to send them on their way to keep crying, and then they're going to come back and have to pay more money for it. How are you doing? How are things holding up? Here's some medicine. Like, I don't operate like that.
Hey, Lionel, do you mind if I share with them the conversation we had regarding this very topic with your mom as well too? All right, so me and Lionel, we was talking about this, right? And so there opportunity had presented itself where his mom was invited to do. It was more like a life coach section, right? Where she was just going to talking to people about her experience and different things like that. Correct? And she
Hmm.
invited you. And she invited you to do that. You know what I'm saying? So see, the thing about it is that with Lionel, he don't have that passion for it. You know what I'm saying? It is not nothing bad, but he doesn't have the passion for it like he do with his writing. I,
Right.
I believe that his writing is also telling the story as well too. You know, even though it could be as esoteric, you know what I'm saying, as possible, but it's still telling the story. So he's way more passionate about that than he is being, the actual life coach. But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. When the opportunity present itself, where he do it individually instead of doing it, for us with a crowd and holding the mic, he'll be on that for real. You know what I'm saying? I be hearing him at work and stuff where he be, normally being the boss, but he also be teaching and educated as well too. Giving that life experience to his coworkers.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the thing with him is that he does not passionate about that like he is with his writing, which is nothing wrong with that.
Right. Right. I and that's the reason why I want people to see um, uh, another side of him that we see behind the scenes because dude is very much intelligent. You know what I mean? And he has layers. You know what I'm saying? All of us have layers. You know what I'm saying? But he, I think we see Lionel as a troll, but the but he is a troll. You know what I mean? He's a troll, but he's best at that. But there's layers to the dude. You know what I mean? That I want people to understand. You know what I mean? Um, he
Hmm.
um,
It,
he's just like a little brother to me. You know what I mean? You have an annoying little brother that says some shit. You know what I mean? Be like, "Did he just say that?" You know what I mean? He
mhm,
just
your
said that.
facts.
You know what I mean? But
Hey,
you go ahead, Norman.
hey, check this out. It's very interesting that a lot of people only associate Lionel character to him being a troll on my channel. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
that's not that's a part of him. That is a part of
That's
who he really is. You know what I'm saying?
a
That's a
small
small
part.
part of who he
Small
really
part.
is.
You know what I mean? And
So everything that Lionel do on my channel, a lot of it is due to his anecdotal experience, but the other part of it is because it's just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like when I be uncovering certain topics on my channel, part of it is due to my anecdotal experience where I dealt with. And the other part is just pure entertainment, you know what I'm saying? So I believe, even the subscribers, they need to, you know, they need to separate the fact from the fiction. In other words, you know what I'm saying? It's like watching a movie. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. It's like you going to the movie, you watching the Avengers or somebody. If you think that the things that the Avengers is doing is real, then no. I'm just saying.
I mean that's a great analogy. I was talking to some people about this week about content creating and social media and stuff like that. You know, you know, a lot of times we just look at what people say and not look at how and why they say things and not understanding what they've gone through for the reason that they have their point of view. And you hit the nail on the head, Urban. You know what I'm saying? You hit the nail on the head. Especially with this young man we have, he just had layers, man. You know what I mean? Rita says you have no game, Lionel. She said you got no game. I, you want to respond to that? You want to respond to that?
Man, I could take her away from her man. She keep playing.
Oh my God!
You did not say that.
He did. He did. He did. Um,
I will say though, however, the problem is everyone wants to make trauma a competition. That's an issue I have. Everybody wants to make trauma a competition, and it shouldn't be a competition because are you even listening at that point?
They're
When
not.
because people either they'll throw it under the rug and be like, let's go to the next conversation, or I know people who've had it worse, or I know people who are going through this. It's not a competition.
True.
It's someone's reality, and it's helping you understand that person's reality. But because again, either we're not throwing it under the rug, we're making it a competition. How can you have any type of connection or try to understand the person or see their point of view when it has to become a battle of concepts all of a sudden? And it shouldn't have to be that.
Great point.
Hey, to sum it all up, Lionel be getting all the hoes, man. He got it. Lionel on it, man.
I told him, Urban, I got to see those women. The list of, he sent me the women that he dated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to. You say Joseph. My thing is that it's he must got some game. He got some kind of game. Rita, Sweet Rita, he got some kind of game because they ain't no slouch. I'm telling you.
I only did it because it had me interested. Because of what Eve said, she wanted to see who we dated in the past, and it got me interested. I'm like, let me dig this up so I can show her, see what she thinks. She still haven't given me no opinions though.
Hey, Suri, the reason why he can't keep it because these hoes ain't loyal,
You talking about Eve hasn't given you opinion?
Yeah.
She actually said in the chat that she was telling the girls because they were asking if any of them were black, and she answered for you, and she said yes, there were some black girls, and that they were actually very pretty. She did say that.
I didn't see that.
Because she did.
Yeah, you were cooking. I think you were cooking.
Okay.
You're busy cooking. But we're gonna get ready to wrap this thing up. I know all us old folks got to get up in the morning and go to work. But Joe, you got something you want to add before we end this thing?
I'm just proud of Lionel. I
am too.
Because he needs to speak. He needs to speak his truth. You're to be able to do that. And so, because I agree with Urban. It's not always. It's entertainment most of the time, right? It's we're having a good time. We have different panels for different things. It's just like, tap in. It's chill time. It's not the time to have data and research. It's just personal experiences, period. And when we're on Urban's channel, Urban is rhetoric and no, I'm just being mean. But Urban is trying to come up with some data and some research, and he's trying to cook you, whatever, right? But
ma'am, I'm not trying. I am. Come on now,
okay,
acknowledge it. Come on, accountability, acknowledge.
He's trying. I'm still gonna say trying because he's not a woman. But okay, we can try. But anyway, there's different. All I'm saying is there's different reasons for different folks. There's different, there's different for different panels, different channels. So I really like that you gave him the floor to speak on something that is very serious, that is very necessary, that he needs to speak about. Because I think that's where healing comes from, literally, speaking about it, speaking your truth and releasing it. So I'm very proud of him. I'm proud of you too.
Very good. Very good. Very good. What you got, Urban? What you got, bro?
First of all, shout out to everyone in the chat right now. I appreciate y'all coming over and supporting SBK show. Like I always, yeah, my bro, he is a very, very phenomenal content creator. Keep up with the good work. Also, with you as well, Joe. Keep up with the good work as well too on your channel. E and everybody else too. Keep up with the good work with y'all respected channels as well too. Sweet Rita, it says real as you want it to be. My show. If you want it to be real, it's real. If you want it to be fake, the sky's the limit. It can be fake to you. However way you perceive it, however your editorial conspiracy make the lamps be to you. So I just leave it at that with your own interpretation. But in other, but once again, yeah, I appreciate coming up here like always, man. I was listening in the background because I was out with my daughter at her practice and stuff, right? So I really couldn't be as active like I normally be in the chat. So, but I once again I appreciate you inviting me up. Phenomenal show with my brother Lionel as well too, and I guess that's pretty much it. That's all I got it right for right now.
You going live? You going live tomorrow, today, or when's the next time you going? Are you taking the night off?
Shit, look like I need to go live right now because we need to address some things in the lounge here. Because we got Sal Patch in the chat that's trolling. Got Vance in the chat trolling as well too. So I think we need to have a team meeting here over here at the lounge. We need to reevaluate some stuff.
Oh my God! You know he's gonna get y'all, Vance, Sour Patch. He gonna get y'all.
Mm-hmm. But no, I don't know. I may go live after your show, bro. Doesn't be going live. I may do an Ask Herbie Anything show.
Okay.
So I can stay consistent because once again, Lionel been getting on me. I can't do nothing. I did a premiere stream. Every time when I do something, it just ain't good enough for Lionel. It's just not good enough. Lionel started acting like these women now, man. Ain't good enough. Goddamn.
Lionel's gonna hold you accountable. He's taking accountability to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
He said a show every day.
Oh, I will say this. I will say this before I give the floor to Lionel. Urban, have you been keeping up with the Big U stuff? The Big U and all that in California? Mm-mm. You know about Big U? You've heard of you know? Okay, well he was Nipsey Hussle's manager. He's got RICO charges and stuff. For real? Or did you hear about Yellow Breezy?
I seen him pop up on my timeline on YouTube, but I didn't dig deep into it. What was going on with him?
They charged him with the murder of Mo3.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so they booked him with capital murder of Mo3, murder for hire. So that's crazy. So,
oh man, I need John that dude music before he get locked up.
Yeah, for real.
Before they banned him.
man. But anyways, okay, Lionel, you the man of the hour. What you got going on, and tell us about your channel. What you got new, and tell us what's up.
So if y'all want a realistic type situation, I've been annoyed most of the day with some of my video work, but I'm getting that together. I'm still working on the Chrono Chasm storyline, which you can find on airtothestars.com. It is in the Cosmic Region section, but that is the current storyline that is going on. A lot is going into that one right now. The cosmology just got refined. It's a lot. It's a headache. But once it comes out, you just sit there and smile like a proud father. I should have a video coming on YouTube, but it's just another promotion. And that's what I actually have going on right now. Oh, in term refinement, I've been refining some terms on the site. Certain things that are in the books but isn't well defined, so I got to put them on the website so y'all know what some of this stuff means. That's what I have going on. Outside of that, I definitely appreciate this. This has been a great show. I do hope more people open up about it and spread more awareness about it, because that's generally what I've been doing, spreading awareness on some of this. Sometimes people take it the wrong way, but it is what it is. But more awareness should be spread, and like I keep saying, we got to protect the kids better.
Absolutely. Very good. Very good. Very good. Um, I'm gonna say this real quick, man. Man, I appreciate everybody that came up on the panel. CKJ, Urban, Joe, and the co-host of the show, Lionel, today. Thank you for coming through. Like I said, I really there's always a method to my madness, because when you connect with people on here, and you said it best, Urban, people just see what folks type in the chat or what they say on panels, but not when you get to know a person behind the scenes. That's a totally different thing. You know what I'm saying? And so I wanted people to see Lionel's mindset, and I wanted people to see this young man uh, as someone who survived trauma, and he's here. Regardless of how he made it. You know what I mean? He's here. You know what I mean? He's here to tell his story. And so I admire him. You know what I'm saying? And he has my support, you know what I'm saying? And so he has a story to tell. And I hope that, I want him to thrive well with his book, with his artwork. Let's put his his stuff in the chat so that you guys can go and subscribe. And you guys stay tuned. Friday night, tomorrow night, the dynamic duo will be on your screen at 8:00 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I had to get it right. 9 p.m. Eastern. Tap in. So you guys tune in to the Tap In podcast. And if Urban is going to go live, you guys, I'm sure he's going to get pop up and go live every time I on this.
Y'all going live. I am going live. Hey, Lionel, do you feel like pulling up on the panel one more time, bro? Do you got enough energy? You about that life? I bet. We're gonna go live. We're gonna go live, y'all.
Well, y'all tune in to my boy Urban. He's gonna go live after this. So that's what I got. If you have not liked, shared, or subscribed, what are you waiting on? The like button is free. All right. And then the subscribe button is free. Do all of that. You hear? All right. So thank you guys for coming up on the show. We're going to end this thing. And with that being said, your boy is gone.